did you throw your undergarments at Elvis?
No, I forgot to put them on.
Oh!
But you deserve some good karma, and you're getting it.
In my hands, I have one of the most rare, iconic pieces of SpongeBob history by the creator himself.
Steven Hillenburg, a marine science educator and animator, is the creator of the American animated television series SpongeBob SquarePants. The show premiered on July 17, 1999, on Nickelodeon and has since become a pop culture phenomenon.
This is the episode that premiered. It's the pilot, and it has Steven Hillenburg's autograph right there. This came from a fan and a viewer of What the Hales with a note. This is one of my most prized and precious possessions now. It says, Jeremy, I know how you love SpongeBob. Understatement. The creator of SpongeBob was my second cousin, Steven Hillenburg. He passed away almost 2 years ago from ALS. And in 1980, when I was in California and visited him at Nickelodeon, he gave me a copy of the pilot he presented to Nickelodeon. This is what they signed him from. This right here. And I couldn't think of anyone who would appreciate receiving this more than you. It's original singing from the Tiny Tim Tiptoe Through the Tulips. I know that one. Enjoy it, Jeremy. I'm sure you will. And boy, have I ever enjoyed it, except I will never play it. Grandma Gerry, with a G, has reached out yet again with something even more epic than the pilot episode on VHS. George and I are about to do a 10-hour round trip to see exactly what she has.
1 hour later.
The last vehicle we thought we'd see on this trip, going through 3 different states. We still can't get away. Grandma Gerry? Oh my goodness.
Is that you, Grandma Gerry?
With a G. This is Grandma. This is Grandma Gerry with a G. Okay. All right, you gotta give George a hug. Oh my goodness. Look how short George is.
Yeah, I know.
We're the same height.
We're 5'3".
Look at
You're
that.
a little shorter, aren't you?
Well, with shoes on, I'm 5'3".
Not bad. Not bad at all. We traveled through 3 different states just to see you.
I know. Actually, you didn't come just to see me.
Well, we had to see you regardless. You have some surprises.
We drove through a storm.
Multiple storms. We actually drove through multiple storms.
Really?
Yeah, downpours. We couldn't see anything.
And we got nothing.
And you have nothing here.
No.
Nope, nothing here. We're in the beautiful state of Michigan.
We are actually about 5 miles from the lake.
I was figuring it's
That
got to be
way.
right over there.
Yep, it is.
I told George, I was
pretty
like,
scene.
we are on the extreme west side.
Yes.
And we might have to go swimming afterwards. If we didn't have to go home, but
Yeah, really.
okay. Okay. Is
come
it
on.
safe? Is it safe?
I have 2 walking doorbells.
Okay.
And they are fine. They don't bite. They'll
Okay.
just sniff you and lick you. And
All right.
Okay.
All right.
be a pain in the butt.
George is always sniffing me anyway,
I know,
so
so you're used to
I'm
that.
used to it.
Okay.
I'm used
As
to
long
it.
as the door's shut, I can open this.
Okay.
all right?
I'll shut this one.
Shoes on or off?
No, shoes on is fine.
Okay.
Here we go.
All
There
right.
they are.
Here.
There they are.
Oh my gosh, I
I'd
see a
say
tail.
Get down, but they don't know the
I
word.
see a tail.
They're like,
hello.
we don't know what that means.
Hello. Oh my gosh, that looks like Lassie.
Hi, Lassie.
Lassie.
I got a feeling that's not Lassie though.
No.
She's a mini.
Okay,
Miniature
we'll follow
Sheltie.
you. We'll
Yeah,
follow
well,
you.
Come on in.
It's Now I wanted to bring Patience and Christian and Baby Pepper, but a 10-hour round trip was going to be too much.
Lemon
But
is her thing.
this is her thing. It's
It
lemons.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I change it out.
Do you really? I love it.
Summer.
I love it.
Lemons and sunflower.
Yeah, sunflower. She does
Bella,
sunflower.
stay down.
Bella.
She's a pain.
She just wants loving.
She's just a diva,
Yeah, you think I don't pay attention.
She's like, that's George. I've seen George on
recognize
Grandma
that voice.
Jerry's
I recognize the voice.
devices.
Yeah.
There it is. She's like, just give me some loving, George. Give me some loving.
And that's Maddie. And she's a Sheltie, which is a miniature Sheltie.
She's a mini.
And they're both supposed to be minis, but Bella doesn't miss any meals.
No. Well, George is a mini Arabic, and
I don't miss any meals.
she doesn't miss any meals
Well,
either.
that's a smart thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Grandma Gerry.
Yes.
You brought us all this way here. Do you have stories to tell?
I do.
Oh
Let
my
me-
goodness.
You want to sit here?
Should we sit here and
Yep.
have story time? Okay.
Story time.
I'm ready for story time.
Okay.
All right. Story time. Now, before Grandma Gerry gets into story time, I do have to share a couple things. I've never considered myself a connoisseur of art, except the reality is I am. And so I'm even wearing it. Even as a child of the 80s, I had an appreciation for art that I didn't even understand that I knew I had appreciation of.
Yeah.
And art truly defines our culture. If we look back at the 80s, Garbage Pail Kids really started the whole gross toys and
Yes.
and puke and vomit and boogers and snot and things like that. But there have been other iconic artists who have truly impacted culture, popular culture, for decades. And Grandma Gerry is actually related to one.
Yes, I am.
So you've got a story. I'm ready.
Okay. My cousin,
Okay.
Nancy, had a child
Okay.
that wanted to swim the ocean all the time. That was his main goal was to be an oceanographer, and that was it. But he would doodle, he would draw, he would just always do both things. And my second cousin was Stephen Hillenburg, who is the creator of SpongeBob.
Yes.
And he created SpongeBob, and it just took off like crazy.
And it's still 25 years later, still taking off like crazy.
So that makes sense why it's underwater. Because
Yes.
they loved swimming
Yes.
in the ocean.
And actually, Karen in the SpongeBob,
Yes.
it's Karen Patty, I think, or
So are we talking about
the animated character in SpongeBob named Patty.
Patty?
Not Patty, Karen.
Which one is
Karen.
Karen?
The squirrel?
I don't remember
Sandy?
which one. No, not
Sandy's?
Sandy. No. He
Okay.
named.
Let's Google.
There was a Karen in SpongeBob
Let's Google.
that
Okay.
he named after his wife, Karen.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to Google right now, and Karen. Oh my goodness.
Who's Karen?
Karen is the robot.
Oh, yes, the one married to
Plankton's robot.
Okay.
Karen.
And he named her
Are you-
after his wife.
No way.
I didn't know she even had a
Okay.
name.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sitting there. I'm trying to think. Okay, so I'm going to show everybody who Karen is. She is Plankton's
Robo-wife.
Robo-wife.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Karen.
Everybody wants a robo wife.
So he actually named her after his own wife.
Yes.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
awesome. Stephen had a very funny side. I mean, he was hilarious. When we were out there for Christmas at their home when they lived in Anaheim,
Yep.
he came out and showed us this casket, probably about 6 inches long, maybe 7. It's hard, I don't remember. And it was Walt Disney in ice.
Oh my god.
And
Wait, you literally in ice.
he put
In ice. He put it in a casket.
I mean, it didn't look like Walt Disney, but that's what it was. This is Walt Disney in ice. I said, "You've got to. That's sick, Stephen." And that was his humor. And it also, you can find that online. It is out there, but it was ugly. I mean, he went to Walt Disney for training.
Yeah, he was a trained animator from Disney,
Right.
oceanographer,
Right.
animator, creator of SpongeBob.
Very outdoorsman.
Loved it all. Loved it all. And frankly, an artist. I mean, when it comes right down to it,
Yeah.
most people probably wouldn't think of SpongeBob as art, but art truly defines culture. When we go back and we look at cultures, our music, the things we viewed on TV, even today, YouTube it helps define what was the mindset of our culture. And Steven truly, not for just a small point of time, decades now, 2.5 decades, has influenced popular culture.
And the one thing about Steven Hillenburg is if you see anything SpongeBob on the market, you flip it over on the Nickelodeon tag. If it does not say Steven Hillenburg on it, it's a fake.
It's a fake. Wow.
Because everything that comes out of Nickelodeon has to be with
Per
his,
contract.
Yes.
Yes, per
has
contract.
to have his signature on it.
So Grandma Gerry actually sent us the pilot episode of SpongeBob that he used to sell to Nickelodeon. And
This was maybe 2 years ago, right?
No, not that long ago.
and prized possession to the point I'm not even sure I'm comfortable sharing this with you. As I was prepping to come here this morning, I picked it up off of the shelf and I dropped it on the hardwood cherry floor, and I about lost my entire soul, and I'm going, no! I picked it up. It was okay, and I literally, I was like, I can't pick this up anymore. It has to have a permanent spot, because we filmed it beforehand, and I scared myself to death. I literally scared myself to death. I was like, oh my goodness, this can never break. And it was Grandma Gerry that sent it to us, and it's I don't even know how you put a value on something like that.
It's not a monetary value. It's the reason I sent it to you is I've watched your show since you met. Actually, the first episode I saw is when the two of you went to dinner and had your cheese curds.
Whoa!
That was the first episode that I watched and got hooked because I thought it was funny and it was cute, and I have a weird sense of humor.
As do we.
And
As do we.
yeah. And in watching you through that period of time, I have seen your love for SpongeBob.
Yes.
Anytime you'd find something, even if it was a little toy, you'd just go crazy.
Love SpongeBob.
And I thought, I'm 74, and
You look
Holy-
incredible.
holy- okay.
I would have never guessed 74.
Pause there for just one moment. This is a 74-year
You're
young
young.
lady compared to LIEnette, who can't remember
Don't
if she's
compare me to
60,
her.
61, or 62. And I do want to share this with you. George and I have gone through so much negative things with the neighbors across the street that this week we've tried to do as many fun things as possible to try and separate ourselves from that. And today is one of those days where we get to actually meet Grandma Gerry with a G, who's 74 years young.
yeah.
You don't look a day over.
You do look fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Day over. What would you say, George? Day over 45?
39.
Oh, no.
30,
Come
39 is probably
on.
better.
I'm
Okay,
not paying you.
43.
I'm sorry. I'm not paying you to say any of this.
All right, Grandma Gerry. 39. I'm paying you.
All right. A little higher. No.
She's taking the money and going higher, higher, higher. So this is a treat for us to actually be on the road today and come meet with you and have fun with fun people who actually enjoy our weird sense of humor, and then you have yours
I
as
have
well.
one too.
So go ahead, continue with your story. You are
Okay.
74 years young.
And you reach a point in life where you realize people around you are passing, and I don't know how much time I have. I'd like to say another 10, 15, 20 years, but that's not up for me.
No.
And I want to give things that I have to people that will totally appreciate them and take care of them, and I knew you would, which is why I sent that to you.
I probably shouldn't have told her I dropped it earlier this morning.
Yeah, you're gonna get yours.
I seriously, I scared myself so bad. I really did.
Did you wet yourself?
I did number 2.
Okay.
And it wasn't in a bucket.
That's a number 2.
That was a number 2. And it wasn't, and you know, with the old VHS, the danger is the tape comes out
Yeah.
and it breaks. And when it dropped, the tape actually came out of the lip, and George is watching me. I'm scared to death, and I'm like, ah! And I rolled it back in, and I'm like, all right, this is gonna get a permanent spot, and we're never gonna touch it again. And
Boy,
so
the things it had to do to earn that spot.
I scared myself so bad.
I'm just now learning why he had to turn it back.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he dropped it.
She was upstairs when I dropped it, and I was prepping, and I about gave myself a heart attack. I really did. So we appreciate that gift. Then you reached out to us.
And I said that I had some SpongeBob items that, as long as I knew you appreciated SpongeBob like I did, I would want you to carry him on, because I knew down the line, 20 years from now, you're still going to have it. 30 years from now, you're still going to have it. And it's going to be well taken care of. And that means more to me than it hanging on the wall and going into a rummage sale for $0.25.
Oh man!
Not that it would, but there's no money.
I want to be at that rummage sale if it does, but
exactly.
Whew,
but
that would be.
You just don't know, because once you're gone, you have no control over what happens and who does what with what.
So you have some specific pieces that mean a lot to you.
Yes.
And you want to make sure that it means something to other people.
Yes, exactly.
So, for me, today, you don't know this, but today is actually my oldest daughter's 25th birthday. Now, she has plans today, and I'm on the road today, but for me and my kids, SpongeBob was one of those things that drew us together.
Yeah.
And whenever SpongeBob was on, it was a cuddle fest, and we were watching SpongeBob, and that's just one of the things growing up. So my oldest is 25. We've gone through this 2.5 decades together as SpongeBob, and my son, he can do all of the voices, and so my oldest daughter doesn't know I'm here today, but we're having her birthday celebration in a couple days. And as scared as I am to take these things out anywhere, we're going out to eat. If you're okay with it, may I take them out of Hale's headquarters and show them to her?
Want. Just don't drop it like you did the movie.
Okay. Because I know she's going to go crazy, and I want to show them to her. So.
Well, let me get the box.
Okay, you got the box? Should we follow you or just wait here?
I got it right here.
Okay, so there is a box.
Well, I mean, I put it in a box.
Okay, so Grandma Gerry and I have been talking beforehand, and this is iconic pop culture art. And she said, Jeremy, what do you think some of this stuff could be worth? Now, before she shows it to us, it's very, very, very difficult to put a number on anything by Steven. And I want to say that Steven was a creative artist. And yes, it goes so far beyond that. He did what he wanted to do in the cartoon because he thought it was funny. Mm-hmm. And it's the same way that this little mini Arabic and I pretty much approach YouTube. What do?
Same thing. We banter back and forth, and I'm probably Patrick, and you're probably more SpongeBob.
Originally, if I'm not getting the characters messed up, but originally when it first started, Patrick's voice, on Coach?
Yes.
The blonde, tall guy?
Yep.
That was his voice.
Yep, it still is.
Is it still?
Yep, it still is. Yep. I think you're supposed to be Sandy, though.
I could be Sandy.
Because SpongeBob's got a thing for Sandy. And Sandy is like a ninja.
Oh, we know who you are.
Yeah. So.
Squid.
Oh, yeah, Squid. SpongeBob. I'm not Mr. Krabs, even though people may think so. So we actually, I want to show this, okay? So we were talking about the value of what you have, and it's very, very difficult to put a value on these types of things.
Right.
As a matter of fact, because Steven's autograph is very difficult to even find, which on that VHS, his autograph is on it, and how in the world you would ever put a price on that, I don't know. But look at even this. Here's something that sold on eBay, and it has Steven's autograph on it. And this is recent, within the past 2 weeks, because Grandma Gerry and I, we both were trying to figure out what's the value of this.
And that's just a minimal little.
Okay. This is a sketch he did in a meeting at Nickelodeon. And the owner of this sketch met Steven at the table at a meeting in Nickelodeon's office and went, here you go. And he sold it for $600.
And no color.
No color.
Just a little.
This is just a little sketch.
A doodle.
A doodle.
So
I
what
would
it is-
call it a doodle.
And he put his name on it. His name is right there. That's sold for $600. A sketch he did in Nickelodeon's office meeting somebody. Here you go. Now let's look at something else. Here's a recent production cell of SpongeBob, but it has no autograph on it, and this just sold for $450. Now, could you imagine putting the animation cell and Steven's autograph together all in one bundle? At a bare minimum, it's got to be worth at least $1,000. Got to be. But
easy.
how do you even put a price on it?
just
Because
it.
there's no comparables out there. With that being said, what in the world do you have in that box? Look at all this. Look at
Yeah,
all
I
this.
put that in for you, George.
For me?
And some styrofoam packing. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't wait to see these in person.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
There's one.
Oh my goodness. Here, I'm going to set it right down on the table. So this is an animation cell from SpongeBob. I can touch it. It's just glass right here. And that's Steven's autograph right there.
And he got Gerry on his head.
Yep, Gerry is on his head. Do I dare pull it out of the frame?
No.
No,
see the
I
whole
don't,
cell.
I don't know that you should.
Yeah, I
mean,
agree
it's
with
up-
you.
Not at the moment. You can.
I agree with you. We don't. Now, the one thing you will see, there is no COA. And so for those who don't understand what a COA is, it's a certificate of authenticity. Who's the COA in this? Grandma Gerry is. This is family. Oh my goodness. It's Squidward. Look at this. This is another production cell, and it actually has Steven's signature right here. Oh my goodness. Okay, Grandma Gerry, how'd you get them?
They were pretty much handed down to us from Stephen through the family.
So you are the COA,
Yes.
your family, and Steven gave these and gifted them to you through the family personally.
Yes.
Just
And I have a few other little ditties I found that I would throw in for you.
just like any other grandma. She's like, here's a few other things.
Well,
oh my goodness.
There's a frame I found.
Oh my goodness.
And on the back you can see.
Jellyfishing. I love the jellyfishing
You
episodes.
can see his signature.
Right
Oh,
there.
I see.
Remember when she told us if his signature isn't on there, it's a fake?
Yeah.
There it is, right there. Wow.
And this is Stephen when I was out in California at Nickelodeon in his office.
Wow. Oh my goodness. What I think we're gonna put Steven in the corner of one of these cells. We'll figure it out once we get home for
And
display.
this is a family picture at my Aunt Lucille, who was his grandma. And Stephen's on this end. His brother Brian
Right
is
over
on the
there.
other end. He's standing next to his mom, Nancy, who is still alive.
Back in 07. Wow. And Steven actually passed away from Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah.
And just with
2017.
okay,
November.
yeah, just a handful of years ago. It's
Yeah. He
wow.
was very young when he passed.
Very,
And actually
very.
very quickly.
Wow.
I mean, I've known people that, if you want to put them in.
Yeah, let's put him
I've
back
known
in here.
people that had that and it drug on and on and on. So it's actually, God had things for him to do upstairs.
Yeah, he's probably making cartoons for all the angels.
You got it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you believe it? I mean, I would. And so, how do you put a
And
price
I
on
threw
this?
that in too.
Oh yeah, you know what? That might fit perfect.
I don't think
What do you
that
think?
way, but maybe.
Maybe the other way. Maybe the other.
Possibly.
See,
It'd be
see.
close.
The reality is, these are probably priceless. In all reality, I don't even know how you can start to find a comp with the animation cell with Steven's signature. There are some cells out there with co-creator signature, but Steven being the main man, It's just hard to find. And so Grandma Gerry and I came up with a price and an amount, and with some stipulations, right? So number one, they can never be sold. And what I've done is Hale's headquarters can never be sold. Hale's headquarters doesn't even belong to me anymore. Hale's headquarters belongs and is within the family trust. And therefore, my kids, their kids will be able to actually enjoy Hale's headquarters and the things that are on display at Hale's headquarters, which now is going to be these beautiful animation cells right here, signed by Steven himself. I'm so giddy right now. Like, these are so cool. These are so cool. So these are going to go on display, and the stipulations are going to be that they can never be sold. So I have to amend that within my will and within the trust that these can never be sold. But that will be amended. So that was one of the stipulations, that people will be able to continue to appreciate them and the art for future generations. It'll be on display at Hale's headquarters. So that was stipulation number one. Stipulation number two was I had to give her a kiss.
Oh. Do I have to pay for that?
See that wad of money you just got? I'm taking it back.
Do I have to pay for that?
No, that wasn't a stipulation, but I have to. She's my grandma. Mwah! Oh my goodness. I cannot believe this. I literally can't believe this. These are so ridiculously cool. And one of the things that we talked about with Grandma Gerry as well is that we wanted to film this experience because we want this to be appreciated by others. This is art. I've never thought of myself as artsy fartsy, but when you really get down to it, I love art. I wear art. I display art.
Yeah, it's a form of art.
Yes.
And Steven was a genius artist.
Yes,
and so
he was.
we can't thank you enough.
Oh, well, that's I feel good about doing that because I know it's taken care of now.
I think I have the perfect spot in the office, George. You know the stained glass window, the round stained glass window?
Yes.
I'm thinking we rip that out.
Oh my goodness.
And we put in clear glass for display, and they're sealed within the glass.
That glass is art.
It ain't this kind of art. This is better art.
Maybe two separate windows with sealed in,
Yes.
and leave your round window.
I'm thinking we could seal it right into the wall with the VHS so it can never be dropped, never be broken. Because I do get a little bit of clumsiness.
You are Captain Fumble Nuts.
I do. But I'm thinking that wall for sure. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but I'm thinking that wall. And I was thinking the cells on either side and then the VHS sealed in to the wall as well. And that way I can never drop it again because I'm scared to death of doing that. It could work.
Yeah.
It could work.
Oh, you'll figure it out.
What's your favorite Steven story?
I would have to say the Walt Disney in the coffin looking like an ice cube. I mean, it was so butt ugly. But he created that in art class, and he was so proud of that thing.
At Disney? Did he do
Yes.
it at Disney? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he stuck Walt in ice. You can actually pull that up online.
Okay, I got it.
I mean, it is ugly.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. I'm gonna see if I can find it. And how many of them did he make?
Oh, I don't know if he made. I don't think he made more than his that he had. I don't know.
Disney on
I could be
Ice.
wrong.
And on ice joke. It says joke.
Well, it would be Walt Disney on ice.
I got that. I'm looking. I probably should put Steven in here too. Let me. I'm googling right now. Watch. Everybody at home is probably googling too, and trying to see if they can find it before I can. Which very well. I think I found it. That's
it.
Is this it? I found it. Oh my goodness, there's what he did.
It is so ugly.
That's what he did right there. Here, I'll pull up the whole thing. He literally did it. Of course he did.
And I saw it before it actually became
Before it was on the internet?
Oh, yes.
Oh
yes,
my
because
goodness.
He had
He
this.
did it.
This is actually when I saw it before he had even gotten into SpongeBob because
This is so crazy.
it was ugly.
So crazy. Oh my goodness. Hi, baby.
You done.
Okay. These will be preserved for forever.
Good.
And the memories will be preserved forever on YouTube as well. So once this goes on YouTube, are you going to tell all your friends to watch?
Oh, I've already told the
Be like,
She says, when's it going to be on? I said, I don't know. You'll have to watch.
I think today's Thursday. I think we're gonna release this tomorrow on Friday.
That's soon.
That soon. We're usually a day ahead. This week we've been 4 days ahead because we got an amazing storage unit. And
I know. I've been watching.
isn't that one so good?
I love that rocker. It's
Isn't it? I'm gonna
beautiful.
say I'm gonna keep it. It's
It
going in
is-
Hale's headquarters
that
as well.
is a beauty.
That rocker is amazing. But you know what's more amazing? These two babies right here.
SpongeBob, baby.
SpongeBob, baby. Oh yes. Grandma Gerry, I have to ask you. Is this karma getting me right now? Is this karma?
Is this what karma
Is
looks
this what
like?
karma looks like?
I think so. I think your karma does. I've seen some other karma, and it's not that pretty.
It doesn't look this good.
No.
It doesn't look this good.
But you deserve some good karma, and you're getting it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Moments later.
No visit to a grandma is complete without ice cream. What did you just say, Grandma, when you got in?
I said, I get to ride in Ramses.
Now,
Shotgun too.
I wanted her to drive, but she declined. But
4 moments later.
Grandma Gerry is telling us stories about when she saw Elvis. She saw Elvis twice. Now I gotta ask the question. It's a burning question. Grandma Gerry, did you throw your undergarments at Elvis?
No, I forgot to put them on.
Oh! This is my kind of grandma.
I didn't see that answer coming. I did not see that answer coming.